Herrera with the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office.
Hi, Herrera. This stuff is just constant. These law actors and judges they need impeached. I mean, this has got to go to the FBI. This is how big it is. It's a federal crime. It needs to be forwarded to the FBI and CBI. I had a municipal ticket a couple years ago for weeds. The case got dismissed. It got completely dropped, is what it means. And yet then, after it got dropped, I'm getting a lien to pay a lien on something that I don't even owe. And I have these documents. I'm going to put it on YouTube tomorrow. They want $497.14 for a case that got completely dismissed. This is treason.
What are they asking you to pay, Heidi?
They're asking me to pay for weeds for the violation in the municipal court on the case that got completely dropped on 2710 East Route in Pueblo on one of my rental properties. And because they dropped the case, and I knew they were going to do this behind my back, after they dropped the case, they filed with the city a lien, and they can't do that. That's treason. That's terrorism. They've been terrorizing me for my estate since 2013. To me, this is a threat. This is a ransom because they're holding my daughter hostage for my estate. They've filed these false things on me over and over. They've told me I've had to pay all this other money. This is just another threat.
Heidi, what are they putting a lien on?
They said they're putting a lien on 2710 East Route to be paid on my taxes, which is a crime because municipal codes do not have any legal jurisdiction or authorities to lien a property. They're only city codes. They're not state laws. And it's not a fixed debt. It's not any fixed charges. It's not even in property law. It is illegal. And it's just like the whole case got dismissed. So they've done this to me numerous times, Herrera, where they said I owed tax $600 and some dollars of taxes in 2014 to the state of Colorado. And they ran it through the Pueblo District Courts. And they said that they were putting a lien on me and a garnishment. I called the state, and the state said, I don't owe any money. They wrote me a letter, and the state, IRS, wrote me back and said, I don't know a dime for 2014. And they continue to do this to me. Illegal garnishments, illegal liens on my properties. And they've even gone to my bank and tried doing illegal liens, making up stuff. I'm being terrorized.
Have you talked to the municipal judge?
Yeah, she said it wouldn't be sent over there, but it did. I have the paperwork here. I signed for it just 2 days ago. And I'm going to file it in there. But the thing is that this needs to go to the FBI. My case is already at FBI headquarters, and they're already on my phone and everything. But I'm going to be writing up my report with them for my case with them. However, I still, by due process, I have to notify even my local jurisdictions and my local, law enforcement, even though I have an investigation going on with FBI. So, I mean, what I'm going through is horrific. I still haven't seen my daughter in 5 years. I continue to get threats by these law actors, these same judicial officers, the clerks of the courts. They're on my YouTubes. I even have other clerks who've texted me and said the court actors are threatening my life, and threatening me, calling me names, slandering and defamating me on YouTube and all over the court. And then I'm getting threats and letters. It's horrific. I just need it documented. And I don't making a copy of this and bringing it in tomorrow.
Okay, I can definitely document it and provide you a case number, and if you want to drop off a copy tomorrow,
I'd be happy to. Or I can fax it to you right now.
I don't have a fax.
Internal Affairs, I have their fax. Do you want it faxed?
Well, if you can't just drop it off, Internal Affairs, I don't know if they'll know what's going on. But if you just want to fax it to or not fax it, drop it off and just let them know it's into the case number I'll give you when we're done talking.
Okay.
They can scan that into files, so it's all there along with the documentation. So this was a letter that you received today, Heidi?
Well, I just received it 2 days ago. I just happened to open it today, and because I had to go up and sign for it, at the post office.
Was it from the 10th Judicial District, or?
It came from the Pueblo Law Department, 1 City Hall Place, 3rd floor. And then they threatened me saying they're going to put it on my taxes. However, they did not get a proper tax lien to even make it a proper taxable lien, which they can't. Municipal weed violations are not taxable on property laws or on properties by property laws. So, I mean, either which way you hack it, it's just a threat. It's an intimidation. It's a hardship. It's organized crime. It's organized white-collar crime. They've been doing this over and over and over. They robbed my bank account so significantly that I don't even have a bank account because they robbed it so many times.
And what motive would they have, Heidi? I mean,
It's robbery. They're using the courts to their organized crimes. And they're trying to make it look judicial and official, and there's not one thing official. That didn't even go through a tax court. This did not go through a property court before even getting a garnishment. And none of it's even valid by the basic due process. It's all a threat. It's all me to pay a ransom while they're holding my daughter hostage. I mean, they took my daughter. There's no drugs. There's no alcohol. There's no child abuse. There is nothing on me. Nothing. Nothing. All because of this water taking for the properties. You know, this big levee project, they want to feed 5 states and 9 counties. And they took my property on 15th Street, and they demolished it, didn't pay for it. Nothing. And they're trying to do a bogus fake front through the courts, and none of it is legal. She wasn't a water judge. She wasn't a property judge. I called Supreme Court. They said that she had no jurisdiction. I even called Swartz. Swartz didn't even know about it. And, I mean, I just have to document it, even though the feds have my case. And they're watching everything. But
so
they'll have to report to you.
The feds already have... who did you notify of this case then?
I've notified everybody. The headquarters in Washington, D.C. have my case. And the other...
Case involving the municipal lien?
All of this. The huge white-collar crime that's occurring with these judges, with the cartels. It's huge. It's big. And they've just been trying to, make it look legal by fake court fronts. And so... here's just another document. I mean, I have the other document to prove to you that the weed case was dropped with no nothing, no prejudice, no nothing. I mean, which means...
And that just sounds like something that you need to work out with the municipal courts then. I don't know if there was a misunderstanding or something that might have happened, but...
But how do you work anything out with corrupt judicial officers, and how do you work anything out in the courts when they're the criminals? They're not acting lawfully or honorably. So we just have to keep documenting so that way I can, in a few years when we get a better judge, I can sue. And the United Nations already sent me all the paperwork for World Court in the Netherlands for human rights violations and case on terrorism with you guys, and for you guys failing. So they've already been processing me, and I mean, that's how big this is. This is a threat.
Well, Heidi, I definitely document it, but I don't have any access to those municipal records, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm going to bring them in for you. I'm going to make copies. And I'll definitely send it to Internal Affairs, too. But if you can make up a report, and I'll have these so you can attach it. And that way, that helps me just for documentation that because I'm looking for a world court case. This is horrific.
You're saying it's not in litigation anymore, that you're they're claiming to put a lien on some property en route, even though the case has been, the disposition is dismissed without prejudice or dismissed, right?
Exactly. But they put liens on without going through a court case, without having a hearing, and I just got notice, and they said they were going to have a hearing on the 12th. Well, according to that, I have to have personal service. They have to come up and personally serve me. Certified mail is not personal service. That's just service. But for a legal court hearing on a property, I have to be personally served. So they failed to personally serve me in my face that there's a hearing. And then they never got me to court, and they never tried this case in a property law court on property taxes. And it's just not legal. I mean, every basic process, it's violation. It's actually a levy for war crime. It's the same that Hitler was doing. It's the same tactic he was doing in harassing his people and illegally taking properties and fake fronting it through the courts and taking children like they did mine. And I all these parents call me all the time with their stories. It's scary.